What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of The Grind. Get ready. It's a new day. We're going to talk about Nick Saban. Nick Saban from Alabama. So, right now over the last 10 years, I think everybody would agree Alabama's probably been number one for the most dominant college football program out maybe ever. And Coach Nick Saban has probably been a huge part of that process. What people don't see is that Nick Saban started coaching in 1973. He didn't get to Alabama until 2007. So, do the math. That's over 30 years of work. In that process of starting out coaching football, he moved 6 times or more. If you research it, he moved 6 times or more. He started out, he was all over the place. Ended up Toledo's coach and coordinator, and went to the Browns and Michigan State, LSU. It took 22 years until he was the head coach at LSU, where he had a lot of success. He was with the Miami Dolphins and finally ends up with Alabama. And so I think, right here, right now, when you're watching history be made, it's easy to get caught up in right now for Coach Saban. But how about rewinding time? How many young men in his time were willing to move 6, 7, 8 times? How many young men in his time back in the day would be patient as a GA, graduate assistant, not getting paid, moving to different programs? These are the things that people miss when they're just enjoying watching somebody at the end of their journey or at the peak of their journey. People tend to only see the right here, right now. And what I want you to do is I want you to research people's come up. I want you to research how he crushed his current position where he was while he was awaiting his destiny. Stayed on top once he got on top. When you look at somebody getting on top, success is a bad teacher. But what did Nick Saban do? Got on top, continue to pound, continue to stay hungry, continue to recruit like he lost his best player. That's been proven time and time again, right in bowl games, national championship games, where we watched Coach Saban's backup quarterback years ago win it in the end because the other quarterback got hurt. And now this year, the same quarterback that got replaced recently, this past week, ends up taking them back, winning the game, finishing everything out as a backup quarterback. I remember years ago watching the Ohio State Buckeyes play Oregon with their 3rd string quarterback, and boom, they end up winning because these coaches have learned, when it was Urban Meyer and Nick Saban, to recruit like you've lost your best player. You talk to great head coaches, they'll tell you as soon as that national championship game is over, it's recruiting time. We're already behind. It's recruiting season. And so these are the things that people don't see and that I want us to pay attention to here on The Grind, is don't get caught up with a person that you're watching driving a nice car, or a person having this great family atmosphere and environment. Whatever it is that you're watching that's greatness is probably the top or the climb, but we're missing out on what the person was doing in the small things, in the mornings, in the evenings, in the grind, in the come up. And that's what I want you guys to encourage and embrace, is that process. And shout out to Fairmont, West Virginia. That's where Nick Saban was, and that's where we do a lot of business. We have the pleasure and privilege to serve a lot of the blue-collar folks in the great state of West Virginia. A couple of our great offices. I think Jordan Lacey might be from around that area. But shout out to West Virginia, where Nick Saban was born. Thanks for joining us on another episode of The Grind. Get ready. It's a new day.
Subscribe today at SimonArias.net.